community AMA is here. So my name is Andrius, and here we have Dziugas with me.
Hi guys, nice to meet you again. We're trying to turn on the camera, so please hold on for a couple of minutes.
Yep, there we go. So welcome to Community AMA. Today it's Monday, 6th of June. So happy to see you guys on board. Connecting in here. So we have quite a few updates. So it's me, Andrew, and here is Dziugas with us. So we have quite a few updates coming up just in a second, and here we go. So there has been quite a few discussions in community channels as well. How do we perform? What were the changes, and what is happening with the economy? So me and Dziugas, we could quickly start with an update. So what's happening with the Q2 roadmap update? So you probably are aware, last week we launched our new improved website, so a website with a facelift, and straight away jumped on a few partnerships with certain KOLs and influencers. And the result is that we started bringing sales, and yes, they incentivize sales with the discounts as well. But now we see the movement, and website has been launched. So pushing land and NFT sales, PR, 5 YouTube influencers, 20 KOLs. With primarily focus on Japanese market, and that worked really well. We gave you the promise last time that we are gonna look a little bit deeper in some specific markets and try to bring as many Mars believers from there as we can.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning that it's not only website update. That it's facelift started for the whole Mars 4 project.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't facelifted our website, our basically communication since very early launch of the project. So we're in different stage right now. So we have a lot of what to tell you guys, and that the format of the news and the content which we're bringing is pretty different right now. So that's why we're skinning and refreshing everything what we have to present you. So, and that totally reflects the interest in NFT sales and of the community, and we can see that from the numbers which I see here.
Yeah, great addition. The other area where we try to put focus, so to prepare the ground for upcoming token holders. So there are still upcoming trading competitions on the plan, and to increase number of token holders, we're working on bringing 6 months staking pool with 31 API.
Since the last pool was filled pretty fast, so that's why we're considering and planning to launch a second pool. So be aware of that.
And of course, we've seen some comments in the community what would be the expected API, and we've been working with analysts on the calculation how much we can dedicate for those incentives, and again looking at sustainability and long-term future we are trying to build. So we're building 6 months with a 31% API. Yeah, and that's still in a pipeline on the schedule to be released on 10th of June.
What else do we have?
We have Partners platform. So together with new website launch, the Partners platform, a simplified version of affiliates program we had. before, so that has been released, and yeah, straight away we see the effect and results of that. We see more and more people joining that with their communities, and yeah, we're kind of growing a partnerships network. And related thing is refer a friend program. Again, that has been mentioned, and prerequisite for refer a friend program was that we first integrate partnerships, this simplified partnerships platform, and then we go live with a refer a friend program. So we have kind of design in here. We have a plan how it's going to look like. So it's platform is ready with a 5% discount and a 20% commission. And talking about 20%, so most probably you can dive into the description, or you see in the pin chat that we have a discount for this event as well. Or yeah, if you are viewing this video, just use the discount code, and yeah, you'll get a 20% discount on the land NFT sale. And talking about community growth, so we restarted with 2 huge giveaways. One giveaway to incentivize community growth and grow our competition, grow our community through this Gleam competition on Twitter, on Telegram, Discord. And we have another massive giveaway together with 20 projects joined this mega giveaway with a prize pool of $50,000. So yeah, that's huge. There's a lot of noise happening in the background. So yeah, it goes like that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of preparing for bigger news. I mean that releasing the 3D game, releasing the MCC, the vehicles, NFTs, and so on. So it's like before a bigger news will arise. Yeah, Andrew. So what we have more? What's next?
So the big thing on our agenda is to talk about redistribution. So there has been announcements about the economy change, and we'll spare the time to answer all of your questions. So what we've been doing over the weekend is basically gathered all the questions you guys sent us over Telegram, on Discord servers, and yeah, me and Dziugas will try to answer all of them. We'll kind of group them, and hopefully you'll have a clear understanding how things are going to work in the nearest future.
Yeah, so maybe we should start from the statement that right now we are changing from the old epoch system and redistribution to a new game economy. So at this point, to be fair for the all existing and landowners, we're doing redistribution, which was promised for the whole community.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about 51% of the land sales in Mars $4. So we're doing that, and
yeah. So sort of to be clear, all the land sales from 50,000 to 57.2 thousand. So the value, the 51% was taking in denominated value in Mars 4 tokens and set aside, and we have a pool of 75.5 million tokens waiting to be distributed for the landowners who settled before June the 1st.
Yeah, and we're considering this event as a checkpoint for the closing previous economy and starting the new one, just to close it clear and to start a new chapter. And if you have questions, how you will be able to claim the tokens. So as soon as MCC Mars Control Center will launch, you will be able to self-claim tokens. So you will just need to go to control.mars4.me, connect with your MetaMask wallet, and push the self-claim button, and the funds will reach your wallet in about 24 hours. So this is how the process will work. We will definitely let you know through all the possible channels when it will available, and this is the way how funds will be distributed.
And if we distribute this 75.5 million tokens, so that's approximately $1,320 Mars $4 per each land plot, per each land plot, not landowner. And actually, this is a good part to answer for the community the question. So, what is for sort of the primary reason behind changing the epoch system into the current economy pool?
Yeah. So the first and the biggest reason is that we're moving to a point when the game will launch and when the MCC will launch. So the real game economy will take place, and it will be working. So it's kind of very different chapter for the whole Mars 4 project. And the thing is that existing economy is not sustainable at all. So at first we want to avoid Ponzi scheme as much as possible. I mean, so the redistribution is, in most cases, are not associated with a good investment and financial unsustainability. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. First reason. The second reason that we are connecting more income sources rather than just redistributing money among the landowners. We're aiming to connect more external income sources.
We'll talk about income sources a little bit later when we present this new community pool economy. I think just to add on, so what I see, and again what we stressed in previous AMAs, due to the economy system we had before, so the epoch economy system, there were some signals from influencers community, from KOLs, and from some specific
from
markets.
Partners, and even from the landowners, that they are seeing the 51% redistribution kind of suspicious and unfair, and it has some kind of negative background, So
but it wasn't only the epoch system. It was the subsequent price increase with each epoch, and so on and so on. And again, we've seen this is not moving anywhere because it takes quite a while actually to finish one epoch from the other. And
because of slow down the NFT sales, that's the big argument as well. But the biggest argument that, as I said before, the game economy takes place right now. So we need to come up with a new model which enhances the gameplay, which enhances the use and MCC of 3D game, of mining resources, of using the NFTs and so on. So of adding additional income sources, and we need to evolve at this point. So that's why I'm doing this shift mostly.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Then
are we answering the questions right now of the community, or we were leaving
talking
them
about
to
the distribution? I think we answered the question how the distribution will work.
But maybe let's leave those questions at the end. I don't know. Maybe let's skim them all together.
They will go sort of hand in hand with our slides.
Okay.
Because I see quite many questions will be covered in the slides we have here.
Nice. Let's move on.
Good. So let me present new community pool economy. And as Dziugas mentioned before, we have multiple income sources we thought of. So can you briefly go through that? What does that mean, new community pool economy?
Yeah, so basically I will present some kind of few graphs and schemes which will make it clear for you to understand. But basically the upgraded economy is about connecting more income sources and bringing sustainability to a project, as I mentioned before, and as well as bring it closer to DAO and the option to vote on rewards distribution date. We want to bring the community, enhance the community to vote for how and when to redistribute the funds which we are collecting. So we do not want to be the only ones who will be in charge of deciding when and how much to redistribute. So the land prices aspect. So from now no more set prices increase beforehand. So we are not planning to increase the prices as planned before. So we are not increase the land price after 10K sales. Basically because of the bear market right now. So land sales a bit dipped it down right now. So we are just sticking to the current price. And land prices will depend on the demand. So we want to for them to sell them on an organic price or something like that. So our goal is to sell out the whole globe and then to make the land prices organic. So that's our goal.
Yes, and probably here I have to add on. A simple thing is like there has been questions about. I calculated that some of landowners, they calculated the investment based on the price increase and 51% return. But therefore, again, we can calculate our returns if Bitcoin went to 50K.
As well as Mars 4 token. I mean,
as well as Mars 4 token, and I think here, we have to be sort of all united in maintaining that Mars 4 token price. But talking about the demand, so again, we are testing with basically each market and with each campaign, we are testing different price sensitivity. And initially, we chose approach to do that via discounts. And if we see that once we have a limited amount of lands left, which creates more scarcity, so we may reconsider the pricing updates and so on. So yeah, we keep the pulse on this one. And again, for us, it's sort of once we got this spinning wheel turning on, it's important to track the demand and react accordingly.
Yeah, and let's proceed maybe about the income sources which we're adding. So I will start from the bottom, but the land sales. So we're changing and redistributing not 50%, not 51%, but 20% of the land sales. So I will cover more of this question a bit later, but we're just reducing this number, as I mentioned before, just to avoid any schemes, avoid any Ponzi schemes and so on, and to eliminate any negative associations with this project. So we are here to stay, we're here for long and seeking for sustainability rather than a quick incomes. And resource transaction fees. So 20% of the whole resource transactions, which will be done in the game as well as in MCC, will be redistributed for the landowners, because that resources which Mars planet holds, so that belongs to the landowners. So that's why we're distributing the part of these fees.
So in simple terms, if a user is buying resources for the value of 1,000 Mars dollars on the marketplace,
yes,
200 Mars dollars will be dedicated to the community.
Not exactly. I mean that if the transfer fee, for example, I'm selling you the iron, and the transfer fee is 10%, which is, for example, $10.
Okay.
So 20%, $2 from this fee will be redistributed for the whole landowners.
Okay.
So it's 20% from all P2P marketplace fees.
Okay.
It's more like that. B2B land sales, we are planning to offer our lands not only for individual landowners, but for B2B sales as well. I mean that
this is what we mentioned during last AMA. So with I think the landmark here is what we're trying to produce with the KuCoin. So it's community alpha version of KuCoin Office, and then from therefore we are bringing in e-commerce or virtual store Mars Virtual Store to the market?
Yeah, I mean, we're just aiming naturally for the metaverse itself, connecting more events, more
Brands.
businesses, more brands, more activities, and so eventually users in Mars planet would be able not only to play and earn and mine resources, but rather visit stores, visit other offices, businesses, and so on. So yeah, this is B2B land sales. Marketplace transaction fees. So this is the same as resource transaction fees, but covers the whole P2P marketplace. I mean, regardless, I'm selling you the vehicle, the colonist, or the other, or the land NFT afterwards. So 80% of the fees which we will be gathering will be redistributed for the.
Can you elaborate
landowners.
a little bit more on this, because I've seen as well some community chats were actually taking a look at this one, and sorry guys if some of the collateral hasn't been updated, but yeah, once we are sort of in the middle of the changing process, sometimes thanks for spotting all these mistakes. But marketplace transaction fee, so 80% from what?
So it's the same principle as the resources transaction.
Okay.
So it's 80% from the transaction fees. I mean, that if transaction fees are 10%, so the community will be getting 80% from 10%.
Do you have an estimate what's going to be the marketplace transaction fee?
I mean that we're just seeking industry standards about 9% or 8% or something like that. I mean that the minimum is about the 5%, yeah, because we're estimating that there will be a lot of transactions, so that's why we're keeping this number pretty relevant.
Okay.
Next one is in-game NFT sales. So there is colonists, vehicles. So we will, same as from the land sales, we will redistribute 20% from this. And in-game ads and sponsorships, we are really seeking to attract businesses which will want to advertise in Mars for planet and in our metaverse. So it will be one of the main external income sources, which will bring incomes to the Mars for ecosystem, and that's how we will be able to pay our landowners.
Okay, so there has been a question in the community as well, talking about in-game ads and sponsorships. So if the community owns, if landowners are actually who owns the planet, so it shouldn't be that the in-game ads and sponsorships, 100% of that amount should go towards the community pool.
Can I cover this question reading the community answer?
Cool,
I mean that I do have a question, I do have an answer for this, but
good one.
Let's stick on this.
Yeah.
I want to continue describing you how it will work. So here you see the Mars for economy balance. So you can see the whole income sources at left. So the whole incomes collected from these all income sources will go to community pool, which will be supplemented by game and economy incentivization pool, which was gathered by token generation event at the very beginning of the project. And the payouts for players will be done in through three channels. So first one is distribution for community. So I will answer in the next slide how it will work. Second one is liquidity pool. So we will be filling our liquidity pool in order to ensure it's the liquidity in our indexes and access. And staking rewards, we are paying our users for the staking. Next one, example of community pool redistribution. So I want you guys for clearly understand how it will work. So for example, the community pool, the numbers are hypothetically, they will be used just for you to better understand the situation. So for example, 1 million Mars tokens are in community pool, and Mars for landowners will be able to vote on when and how much of the community pool to redistribute. So we're still considering what's the time frame for the voting. Voting would be appropriate. We're thinking about 3 or 6 months or something.
Okay.
And you guys will decide how much of the pool to redistribute and when to redistribute it. We are not very keen on idea to redistributing it straight away because we're willing that, and we know and we are planning that the Mars token price will go up. So that's why it's beneficial for all of us, for you guys, to hold the tokens in community pool and grow them in that way. Because we see some kind of threat, and we are being cautious of if we will redistribute too much of the monies of the Mars 4 tokens, some part of the Mars 4 landowners or the token holders will sell it and dump the price even more. So we want all of us to believe in the project and to grow this kind of community pool. So when landowners will decide to redistribute, for example, 100% of community pool, so it will be redistributed for the whole players, which who owns NFTs, because when you own an NFT, you're owning a part of Mars 4 metaverse. I mean that whether it's a land or it's a vehicle.
Okay.
And the redistribution will be done by productivity score, as mentioned before. So how the productivity score will work? For example, with the productivity score, you're getting productivity score when you're buying some kind of NFTs straight from us.
Okay.
When you're holding any kind of NFTs. For example, you have bought a land for $500 and it gives you, for example, 500 for productivity score. And you bought NFT vehicle for $100 and it gives you plus 100 productivity. So all in all, you do have and holding 600 points of productivity score.
Okay.
And the community pool redistribution will be done according to the all Mars 4 players and their productivity scores. For example, if we, with you, Andrius, if we would be the only ones in the Mars 4 metaverse, and the pool is $10K, and you hold the 100 productivity score, and I hold the 900 productivity score. It means that you have this 10%, and I have the 90% of the whole productivity score pool. So in this case, if the pool is 10K, you will be getting 10%, 1K, and I will be getting 9K.
Okay.
So we want to make it fair as much as possible and redistribute the as much as you have invested. So,
right. So I have 2 questions here. So according to this example you're showing here, do I get it right that the productivity score is pegged to the value of user paid for the NFT?
Mostly yes.
Okay.
Very good question though. We will be rewarding users who will be buying rare and epic NFTs.
Okay.
I mean that we want to reward users who are investing a bit more. So the multiplier of paid price and the productivity score which they are getting will be a bit bigger.
So you're leaking already.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you will have many ways in order to holding a productivity score. And as well, sorry for interrupting. Yep. It's important to understand. I mean that your productivity score is being calculated at the moment when you're holding the NFTs. For example, if I would exchange, sell, or exchange or sell my NFT, my productivity score will be lower at that moment. Yeah. So.
Okay, I get it. So with this example, you also raised another. Let's go back. Another quite interesting example, and some of you from community already tried our upgraded, facelifted landing page, and you've seen the calculator in there. And when you gave an example that if we are only 2 in Metaverse, we share the community pool between us. But of course, here the number of daily active users becomes very important, because if it's only 2 of us, there might be quite little transactions.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, we just need to take a glance at the income sources, and their income sources dependent on the daily active users number.
Okay.
But the biggest weight, the biggest leverage, how to say, in the revenue calculations are all in all in token price. So the more token holders we will have, the more eventually we all will profit, and the gains will be bigger for our landowners. So that's what we are seeking, to enhance the useful utility for the Mars 4 token. It's pretty hard to do that, and it's pretty tough task to fulfill, because we need to have the game in place. So what?
Not only integrate the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that working with NFTs, with the Mars $4 and so on. So. Yeah, so that's what we are seeking, and we are not afraid at all of a bit falling down the price of Mars $4 at the moment, because we know that when the game will be launched.
Yeah, there are big releases planned. So.
Yeah, so maybe we can go further, because we have a lot of information, and let's talk about the Q3 roadmap. What we have in upcoming news. Andrius perhaps will share a bit more details in social media about the detailed roadmap and so on. Just we want to share the biggest highlights, what we are looking forward to, and maybe let's start from what we have already done.
Yeah, what we're planning to do. So basically, you've seen what we're planning to do for Q2. So up until the end of the month, we have quite a few events stacked up. And we're gonna crown Q2 with MCC launch, and then quick glimpse in Q3. So we have planned not 1 but actually 2 releases on Mars 2 and 3. Dziugas will mention a little bit more what they are all about. Bringing in resources, that's been quite a hot topic, and as well there were quite a few guys.
Maybe let's start from the left. I mean, that the first big thing is that in upcoming few weeks we will be launching 3D game demo version of it.
3D game is actually coming next week.
Yeah, I mean that
we have a promise for community 15th. Come on, man.
Yeah, of course, and it will be. I mean that the first big news is launching a demo game.
Yeah,
which will be in time.
Then we start with a building competition for those who are able to access the game. And how can you access the game? You just need to buy a land and become a landowner.
Yeah, and in Q3 we will be launching Mars version 2 and Mars version 3 of 3D games. So the first demo version will be just a demo version of the game, but we are looking forward to release game version with integrated NFTs as soon as possible. So we will do that in a couple of months in Q3 this year. We're looking forward to do that. Together with NFTs integration, we're looking forward to enhance the lands and to make them a bit more useful for you guys. While preparing for the game, we want to fill them with the resources and give ability for you to mine the resources.
So that's actually bringing one more utility to the land than we have at the moment, and yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, me too, because in the 3D game you already will be able to mine the resources.
Yeah.
Of course, at demo version they will be local ones, but we eventually will associate them with MCC, as well as the vehicle NFTs launch. So to explore for the vast territories, you will need a vehicle NFTs, which will be eventually integrated in a game as well, and colonist NFTs. I mean that.
Yeah, and talking about vehicle NFTs, so those who are following us regularly, so we have quite detailed introduction articles how the whole concept has been built and how Nick's team approached to that. So we have a few different purpose for vehicles, same as we have foreseen a few different roles for the colonist. Anything else to add from that slide?
Yes, well, we will be doing a bug fixing for Mars One. I mean that we will really need you guys input by playing the game of squishing and reporting the bugs. We will be doing login functionality for cross integration between MCC and the game. You will be able to see the wallet balance, productivity score in the game, and the inventory system eventually will be connected with MCC.
Okay.
So that's the main points. I mean that we will definitely share with you some detailed roadmap what to wait, but that's the biggest insights from us. What do we have next?
That's it. Now we have.
Maybe let's move on to questions.
Yeah, that's a question time for us. So
in the meantime, when we will be able to cover the community questions, you guys can take a glance at what's happening on the game.
Let's go through the list first, and then let's jump on live community questions later.
Yeah, what we have done, so gathered some questions from the community channels. So let's start from the roadmap update related questions. So the first question is from Jay. Will NFTs be unlocked this month in June? Unfortunately, no, because in order to unlock them, we promised our community to deliver a multiplayer version of the game.
Okay.
And that in order to unlock the lands, we really need a decent utility of the land, of every land. So only this will make the land valuable and the secondary market make sense.
Okay.
So,
okay. Got it.
So second question is from Trout. Have you all thought about sponsoring an influencer, sponsoring an influencer to live stream your game, starting with Mars One? Yeah, we definitely have thought about it, and some KOLs are already showed some interest about trying out our game, and most of them want to be the first ones. So we can leak some kind of information that we have selected a few of them already, and in upcoming weeks they will be able to try the game and review it and share their opinions with you guys. I mean that for those people who do not have maybe a decent PC or somehow in other ways can't access the game, you will be able to watch a review and decide, do you want to get involved in the Mars project or not?
Yeah, so we probably, again, there has been some questions from the community about system requirements, so I believe you, Nick, will be able to
I mean that
feed those.
Yeah, so since we're aiming for the good quality game, as you can see in the footage right now, you will need some kind of decent PC, but we will reveal some kind of more exact specification later on, I guess.
Okay. Going into this, there's actually quite a few questions about NFT prices, and
bring it on.
Yeah, it's actually quite related. So to the discounts and to our pricing strategy and what we talked before. So do we plan those price hikes or those price increases, and like when the discounts are active, as well, do we plan to increase prices with each epoch? So first of all, we as we mentioned at the beginning of this AMA, we don't have an epoch system anymore. That said, price increase will depend on the demand we have. So we currently have 43,000 land NFTs left, and I think it's important to start moving with those, and then in the nearest future, once we bring in-game NFTs, I believe we will be able to sort of streamline the economy and in this way fill community pool in other ways, not just land NFT sales and price hikes. Going further, after CPO, Mars $4 should have been the only crypto used to buy our land. Otherwise, Mars $4 becomes useless. So why did you decide to allow the use of other cryptos even after the release of Mars 4? And that's probably a question more towards you, Dziugas.
Yeah, so it's very simple thing. I mean that basically, if we will be selling all the assets Mars $4, that means that we are collecting the dollars. Yeah. And this brings a few problems. First problem is that it's not sustainable at all because we are collecting the whole most of the tokens.
Yeah.
So we are becoming a biggest holder. And the second thing that we want that Mars community members, the Mars 4 believers, would hold the token in order to make it valuable. So we already have a treasury dedicated for the game development, for the marketing. So we are just have those funds and using those funds, and we do not need additional Mars $4. So we want to distribute them for the community, and we want to make them to have utility. So that's why we are not only offering to buy our assets with them.
Okay. I hope that makes clear for.
Yeah. What else do we have? So question from MacGyver. So it's income-related questions section. What if the game and the economy will never balance?
Can I ask you in a different way? What if Bitcoin went to 18,000?
What if it will go to 500 or 5K? It's a very broad question, though. As I like to answer these kind of questions, it's one way to find out. Just try to balance it.
But I think, again, it's important to stress for the guys, up there that it's not that me and Dziugas, we are sitting here and sort of making decisions how this economy should look like and so on. There's quite a few people involved in the process, and we are sifting quite a huge amount of information, a huge amount of data, looking what might work, what might not work. At the same time, it's important to track our competition or similar type of games and metaverses. We've seen examples with Axis Infinity, and
yeah, I mean we do have a couple of analysts who day-to-day tracking new statistics from the industry leaders, and not only in play turn but as well as in move turn and help turn applications, for example in Step N, or what is going with those projects, what inflation. What causes inflation in those projects, and how do they control it? So we are really looking forward into learning from the others' mistakes rather than from our own. But as you, Andrius, mentioned very accurately, the whole economy balancing thing has a lot of edges, and a lot of sides. So you can control part of those circumstances, but another parts you can't. So it depends on the popularity of the game, on the users' behavior, on the users' invested amounts. We're doing our best to calculate it as much precise as possible. But answering the question, what if, there is one way to find out.
Let's try first.
Yeah.
There's a long question. I picked that up in Discord. Landowners.
There's a
channel.
very different
0x313V3N.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a two-part question. The promised epoch system was supposed to reward owners who bought land in the previous epochs, not including land bought in the current epoch, but okay, that's not such a big deal. So I'll answer this first, and then I'll go to the second part. So number of landowners in the last epoch, it's quite a small and not sort of significant amount that when we distribute to all versus 0 to 50 land buyers. There's a difference of I think 37 or 47 Mars tokens, and then again these users from the last epoch, they were brought with the promise that we will reward with the distribution, and the income from land sales is coming up. So yes, we made a decision to reward all of you. And the second part of the question, the promised epoch system was supposed to return 51% of sales to landowners. You changing this now means current landowners will not get 51% of land sales for land sold from 57 to 99K, which is given the promise price increase is substantial, and so on. So we partially covered that. What's the point in increasing the price from 57 to 99K if we have hardships in selling it out? So therefore, it's better to go for more diversified income sources and try to start generating income and generating revenue. And I believe, again, same as Dziugas mentioned, we plan to as well to use the incentivization pool to reduce the impact of this. I wouldn't say misinvestment. I would say of a change within the business logic and change within economy we took. So 51% from one income source which has hardship in selling versus 6 diversified income sources, and we have a slightly lower percent in that.
Yeah, so let's move on. The same guy is asking, or the girl, why do we get only 20% from the ads and sponsorships? Since this is our land, shouldn't we get 100%? Or in case the Mars 4 is the middleman, they could take a small cut, not 80%. Yeah, that's a fair point. I should agree, but the thing is that to turn on this engine of redistribution, it requires a load of money and effort and knowledge and so on. So until it's sustainably working, we want to invest into this task, attracting and enhancing the businesses to advertise in our system at first point. At second point, that we're really considering as a second step, we're really considering a mechanics where the landowners will be able to advertise whatever they want in their land. Mm-hmm. And we have 100% of the incomes for themselves. So yeah, basically.
I think I can add in here a little bit as well. So we are preparing this sandbox, not as a game, but basically as a sandbox, and the tools that future Mars DAO and users, they could actually collaborate, and they can continue building this metaverse. So definitely we need to kick off and we need to set the foundation with features, with some development in there. Mm-hmm. But then of course later on this could be scaled. On the other hand, that doesn't prevent landowners from actually running their own advertising campaigns, or if they see sort of the possibility that they can build and integrate something on their land, for sure, why not? A very simple example could be that there is a Mars for e-commerce store. This could be taken by any landowner, and then the landowner can
worth mentioning that if you guys, any of you have some kind of suggestions, who would be interested advertising in Mars for Metaverse right now, we would be eager talking with those partners. I mean that we are reaching out them ourselves and making some polls and some investigation. What kind of advertisement type, format, time, and amount would be acceptable for them. But if you have any of suggestions, just let us know, and we would really looking forward to it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We still have a few questions on YouTube as well.
Yeah, okay. So we will have a couple of questions. Landowners, it's from Julian Crypto. Landowner rewards should be minimum 10 times higher, or why not give early investors some free vehicles, NFTs, for etc. At this stage, the reward is mostly dependent on a token price. And the whole, this project will really start gaining a real speed when the token price will get a clear and decent and daily utility. So that's why we're considering the current token holders as more like a long-term believers, and we are struggling to and trying to develop a game which would enhance the token Mars 4 token utility as fast as possible, and eventually it will lift and skyrocket the rewards of the community pool, of the redistribution, and so on. So yeah, they should be higher. I totally agree with that, but in order to do that, we need to do a very serious and big work. Regarding the vehicle giveaways, so there will be some free vehicles in contests and airdrops. So I do not want to spoil you guys too much. Just stay tuned for this, and so we're really looking forward to really reward and early believers and early NFT buyers.
Yeah, I think Trout has a good idea. Just to incentivize our current pool of users to actually purchase more land NFTs. Good. I mean, we can try that discount system later on. We'll see. Okay, let's move on. To redistribution, we explained more or less everything.
That I really liked the Trout idea of offering discount for existing landowners.
Yeah, how big it should be.
I mean that we would need to know how much of you guys willing to buy another one land. So. But that's definitely doable. I mean that totally makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And maybe let's move on the questions on the YouTube.
Q3 roadmap. There has been already some questions coming in. You can scroll down and you'll see. So we know about Colin's progression, but there will be vehicle progression as well. For instance, extending sort of abilities and so on. So yes, there will be vehicle upgrades available, and that's why we're building spare parts and separate parts, and yes, you will be able to tune them. Can the team consider mindless degenerate game functions such as drone wars in the near term? It would be also a great way to see and learn the land. As well, suggestion comes from Trout. I think I'll quickly jump in and maybe you can add on about this one. I think when we're talking about introducing resources in the game, this is or on lands, this is what we have in mind. is basically have a very simplified version of a mini game, of a game that would give users engagement and as well availability to reveal those beautiful resources hidden on your land. How about sponsoring a weekly raise from 2 points Mars 1 land plot? That's a great idea, and we actually been considering some of these ideas. Even connecting some of the metaverses or some games who already have racing mode, but probably we'll update on that later on. And I think this comes very relevant once we have capability, for users sort of to drive vehicles around and in this way sort of arrange the race. Then we have, when should we expect the version of game fully integrated with the blockchain? That has been said.
Yeah, I mean that we will eventually we will
Yeah.
be doing that piece by piece. So there will be no some kind of demo game and the whole integrated game in the next stage. So, but that's a must. But it will be done piece by piece.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know, guys. And maybe we can jump on a.
Yeah.
on
Let's
YouTube
go.
questions.
Let's go.
I have noticed a very interesting question from Nabruish. Productivity numbers seems to originate from what you paid for the NFTs in dollars. Wouldn't that reward the early investors in the least? Some paid as little as 100%, I believe. For you to understand, no matter how much you paid for the land, you will get fixed number of productivity score. For example, land is 500 of productivity score, for example. So no matter you paid 100 euros, 200 or 300, you're getting 500. So we are really looking forward to benefit early buyers. So that's why this the whole point is about that. So it's very good. Thank you for the question.
3D game and game for Oculus Rift 3DR, or is it browser?
It will be a 3D game for a desktop game for Windows as well as Mac users. We're not looking forward straight for Oculus Rift because we want to test it on the desktop computers first, and then move to 3D VR experience.
I see the question about when will you release the beta. So 15th of June is the date we have scratched in our calendars. It's on my wall at home as well. So every day before I leave home, I see that on 15th of June we promised to release the game.
Yeah, so 13,000 Mars for tokens mean did you reduce 51 redistribution to 20% or something? Let's make it clear. I mean that at this checkpoint we are redistributing as much as it was planned and it was promised. So we're not changing anything until redistribution takes in place. And the new calculations and the new redistribution rules will be applied from the applying new economy. So we are just separating these two chapters.
And I think another important question in general, when land NFTs will be unlocked. This is coming as well. I see in quite a few lines.
Yes, I can repeat my answer, which I mentioned before. I mean that we really want to do a couple of things to sell out the whole globe and to make to enhance the land's decent utility. I mean that in order to create a sustainable, self-sustainable P2P market, you really need a real utility, a daily utility for the entities which you are owning. So that's why we are really seeking to do that before unlocking.
But that's the thing. If we find sort of the way, and if we see that resources utility sticks pretty well, and actually brings enough of utility, for users, and again we're going scarce with the number of lands, then we can consider.
Of course, I mean that it really comes naturally, and we really need to look forward what will be then.
Okay.
So and we have another question: are vehicles for sale yet? Not yet, but they will be in a month. So we're looking forward to release an MCC with the whole NFT vehicles sales later this month.
Yeah.
So it's already running. We're just polishing it. So for you guys to see no bugs there, and
Anything else to pick up? Some good comments. Thank you guys. Thank you. These vehicles are huge. Can we drive them in demo or only props? No, not in demo. Mars 2 and 3 is planned for those NFTs integrations.
Yeah. So we fit it in 1 hour. I guess it's more than enough.
That's
we'd rather do more of these instead of talking for 3 hours.
I agree with this.
I would really eager to share with the community some more frequent updates, from us, and to have a understanding the pulse of what's happening here in house. So
that's the thing. Me personally, I'm on Discord, Telegram as well.
You can reach Andrius in day and night. He's waiting.
Sort of trying to split my time as well to participate in all these discussions. And guys, this is very valuable. So for those who are still deciding what and when,
worth mentioning where to find a discount for the Mars 4.
It's on the link. It's below the content and attached in the.
And we will be bringing some good news later this month. So be aware of grabbing a Mars 4 land and be able to try the 3D game, one of the first ones, because we will distributing only the demo version of the game will be distributed only for landowners at the very first.
And Alan asked, when is game live? I'll repeat myself, 15th of June.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for attention. We're glad to see you there, and see you in the next AMA.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. See you in the next event.